Hey guys, just going to fly through Tuesday's home workout with you. So mobility work, just to start off, same as always, please try and make sure we are getting mobility work done. Okay, it is really going to stand to you just in everything you're doing, whether that is being out running, doing your home workouts, and then when we get back to the gym. Okay, so make sure we're working on that mobility work as much as possible. So first thing we're going to do today is some ankle mobility. Okay, so ankle mobility, just the way that we're going to do it today is that half kneeling position one. Okay, so we're coming down, half kneeling position. We're going to use our hands, or we can use a kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever it might be, just to increase the weight and try and get into a slightly bigger range of motion, and therefore increasing the mobility in our ankle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is making sure that this heel stays on the floor all the time. Okay, and I'm just going to shift my weight all the way right forward, using my hands to push down, just to kind of increase that range a little bit. Heel is staying on the ground. Then I'm just going to play around with it, loosening out that ankle as much as we possibly can. If you feel like you have a good range of motion and you're comfortable, then we can just rest the dumbbell or kettlebell on it, and that will just increase it a little bit more. Okay, so you're just going to play around with that. Okay, working all different angles. You'll do that for about a minute on each side. Then after that, we're just going to go into a calf stretch. So our calf stretch is foot up against the wall, wardrobe, bars, whatever it is you might have. Okay, we want to get our heel as close into the wall as we possibly can, toe pointed up. So I'm going to be into that position, and then remember, it is bringing my knees and hips and chest in. So just see a lot of people when they get into this position and then they do this, they sit back. Whereas I want to actually bring my hips and my chest forward as much as I can without that heels falling back and without my toes slipping down along the wall. Okay, so I'm going to get into that position as much as I can, and then I'm going to bring my hips and my chest all the way right in, not sit back away from it. So you'll do 45 seconds on each side with that. And then we're just going to look to warm up our hamstrings. Okay, so depending on what way you're kind of doing this, okay, you more than likely we're just going to be just doing RDLs. Okay, so you're just holding on to a kettlebell or a dumbbell, or even we can just do them with an empty pole or bar or something if you have access to it. Okay, so it is just into our RDL. So I'm just going to use a dumbbell, just a very light weight. Okay, feet about shoulder width apart. I'm going to soften the knees, and then it's a real aggressive hip hinge, driving those hips all the way back, keeping my chest up, getting about an inch or two below my knee, and then all the way up and squeezing those glutes at the top. All the way down, okay, keeping that weight nice and close, an inch or two below, up and pushing through. So the whole time I'm making sure those hamstrings are staying engaged. I want it to be a very slow, controlled and deliberate movement. Is that okay? So you will do 6 to 8 of the RDLs. Okay, so once you have 3 rounds of that done, it is into our Metcon. So Metcon today is 6 rounds for time. Okay, so you are doing 6 rounds of this for time, and the movements are 60 double unders. Okay, if you're not doing double unders, it's 120 single skips or 25 single double unders. Okay, so it is 60 double unders. Okay, then it is 30 kettlebell swings or dumbbell swings, depending on what you have, and it is 15 box jumps. Okay, so it's a tough enough Metcon, okay, when you put all that together, and it is for 6 rounds. Okay, so remember double unders, you should know what you're able to do now. Okay, remember keeping those elbows nice and tucked in. Don't try and go 100 mile an hour. Be nice and controlled. Keep your eyes looking forward when you're doing your double unders. You're going to do 60 of those. If you can't do double unders, single double under, okay, is 25. Okay, try your best and do those. Be practicing as much as you possibly can. Or it is 120 single skips if you're really not there with any version of a double under. Okay, once you have that done, it is into swings. So remember, kettlebell or dumbbell when we're doing a swing. So obviously the ideal situation is to have your kettlebell, or if we have using a dumbbell, best way I find is just to hold it like that. So I'll take one hand and wrap my other hand over it. Okay, remember it is a real aggressive hip hinge again. So I'm keeping my chest up. Remember, it is not doing this. Okay, it is softening the knees, feet are slightly wide and shoulder width apart. I'm driving my hips back, chest is staying up. The weight is high underneath my legs. It is not down here. It is there high as I go underneath, and then snapping my hips forward, squeezing my glutes nice and hard. We're bringing our weight to about eye level, and then it is into box jumps. Okay, so box jumps, 15 box jumps. Ideally, trying to match it to what you would be doing in the gym. You should know what that is. If you don't have access to a box of that height, okay, you can go lower, that's fine if that's all you have. Or for anyone that is unable to do box jumps, or if the box is too low, okay, we can change it into step ups. If we are doing step ups, it is 2 feet up, 2 feet down. Okay, so 2 feet up, 2 feet down, and it is 15 of those. But other than that, it is box jumps. Remember, just see a lot of people when we're doing box jumps, when we're doing anything, when we're coming off the ground or springing off the ground or whatever it might be, where we're not standing up properly. So please do that. Okay, so we see people when we're doing step ups and they get on top of the box and they're like this, and then they're stepping back down, or do box jumps and they land like this, and then it's standing back down. You must land, stand up tall, squeeze your glutes hard at the top, then step back down. Is that okay? So it is 6 rounds for time of skipping, 60 double unders, 120 singles or 25 single double unders, 30 swings and 15 box jumps. That's it, guys. That is Tuesday. Hopefully see you on Zoom. Talk to you then.